Coach. I'm off to obviously a 3-0 start. Just kind of tell me about this early part of the season, how your team's come together this quickly.
Yeah, we're still that was always the focus, is try to come together with as many new players as we have, and so the credit goes to the returners. They've done a great job. Mackenzie and Josie and Casey and Dez and Lex have done a great job of trying to bring the new players along and kind of make everything fit. And so we just continue to try to get better each day in practice. I know that sounds like coach speak, but that's what we talk every day. We talk about each game, trying to make sure we're improving. And so we made a little bit of inroads in our last game in our defensive rebounding percentage, and that's something that we're focused on, is getting our turnovers down. Our defensive rebounding percentage is up, and so continue to play hard and trying to play comfortably and as freely as we can without making those mistakes. So right now, we'll just keep on taking it a day at a time.
This team seems like there's a lot more scoring options going on right now, especially with that Mercer game. You rely on your guards there with Acacia and Alexis and Destiny, and even Mackenzie off the bench there. How do you find that balance of where you want to be offensively, trying to figure out the ball handling part of it and all that stuff?
Yeah, and that's a great point, and we talk almost every day, if not every day, about, and I've mentioned before, about finding joy, finding success in your success. And so, and that shows up in our assist and the ball movement. The ball doesn't stick. I really feel like there's a lot of unselfish play, and they're playing together. And as long as they do that, there'll be enough praise and accolades for everyone. And so we continue to try to make sure we're getting good ball movement, trying to find uncontested shots, trying to make sure that we're being aggressive, but being aggressive together and not trying to create that. Sometimes you get into trouble if you try to over-penetrate, over-dribble. We try to get a lot of good ball movement. And you even saw back at the first game, Indiana State, Zofia, she can score. And so, that helps when you've got a player that can score inside and outside. That opens the floor up for other players like Destiny and Alexis and Casey. And all those players were here last year, but that changes the floor a little bit when you got Mary Amasau and Zofia being able to step out on the floor a little bit and stretch it.
Abilene Christian this week, what have you kind of seen from them? What they do well?
Well, they're such an aggressive team. They force a lot of turnovers. Great defensive team, a lot of good ball movement, good three-point shooting team. We haven't played a team just like that, but a little bit like our exhibition game, where they were able to spread the floor out and really shoot the three. Had a great game against them here last year. Came down to the last second shot. I know they beat FIU on the road earlier this year. They just lost to North Texas, getting ready to play Texas Tech. So they've got an experienced backcourt, got some new kids in there, or some younger kids inside, but just going to play really hard, really tough together. Great defense, great help side defense. They make it really difficult for you to get to the basket. So we're going to have to rely on that ball movement and that spacing to make sure that we can get good quality shots. And then they're a great box out team. They really do a tremendous job of keeping you off the boards. And so we're going to have to do an equally good job on our end of the floor to try to keep them off the boards and try to keep that to an even advantage either way.
This is part of that CUSA WAC challenge.
Right.
Year two of it. I don't know if it's going to go beyond this year or not. I hadn't heard anything, but how do you like that pairing against West Coast Conference?
Well, I think our fans might get a little more interested if it was a little bit more regional. It's a little bit tough being the West Coast. I think it's nice to have a conference challenge. It's just that there's not a lot of natural rivalries there, and I think the distance makes it a little bit challenging. Last year we traveled to southern Utah, and that was not an easy trip just from a travel perspective. And so I think there's a lot of good teams in the WAC that we get an opportunity to face and to play. I just think that if it were a little bit more regional, it might have a little bit more bite to it.
Even after that, 100-point victory over Kentucky State, you talked about not wanting to get sloppy with that attention, that
Right.
energy fading. How did you feel that held up at Mercer, and were you satisfied with what you saw?
Yeah, I was really excited about how we came out against Mercer with our defensive focus, and we generated some. We've been trying to take some of our steals and turnovers that we've created and turn them into more points. We've not done a great job. We haven't done an awful job. We've not done a great job of generating offense off of those. And so I think we did a little bit better job of that early on in Mercer. I think the defensive intensity, defensive focus was there from the jump ball. And so we made a few shots, but really we were able to get out in transition, and that kind of gave us a little bit of momentum.
You brought in a lot of size in the offseason. Obviously, the conference play, you need that size for rebounding. But Casey had 8 rebounds last game, 6 the game before. You know, for you all, what is the mindset when it comes to crashing the boards and getting those rebounds, especially for the guards? Because you know, Casey used to cannot get that many rebounds. I don't know if 8's her career high.
That's a young lady that, and she knows, and she let me know that she had 8 rebounds. And so and that's a young lady that didn't rebound a whole lot or have to play a lot of defense in high school. And now she's, you know, rebounding, getting steals. She's really becoming just a complete player. But all the, you know, we've had games where Lexi Mead's been multiple games where she's been our second leading rebounder. And Destiny Salary can go be a great, and Josie Gilvin, there's games where I'll tell the post players, you two can't get out rebounded by Josie Gilvin by herself. And so all those guards can go rebound, and we need that. You know, we're glad to have some more size, but it really has to be a team effort and a team focus to do a good job on the defensive boards.
When we went there on Thursday, I think it'll be 9 days since Mercer game's
Yeah.
a big stretch, especially starting 3-0 and then going with no games. Is that something that sort of helps or hurts your team?
Yeah, you could look at it either way. You know, the whole rest versus rust thing. So we've had an opportunity to get some, you know, nicks and bangs and things healed up a little bit. We've taken a day off. We came back and practiced real hard yesterday, and we're getting ready to get after it again today. And so I think the girls mentally are in a good place. It gives an opportunity. You know, finals is a little bit sooner this year. Finals comes right after Thanksgiving, and so it gave us an opportunity to make sure we're paying attention to things that we got to get done heading into finals week, because you know, we've got this trip and then we've got some home games, but finals will jump up on us in a hurry. So we've got an opportunity to address some of those things, and one of the real bright spots is that, you know, I still see the players in here every day working and shooting individually, and that's the main thing, because when they're driving that push, when they're making that effort themselves, then you have a player-led team, and player-led teams are always better than coach-led teams.
When you look at this rotation, you know, how are you kind of dealt with that this season so far? You know, you seem like you don't mind going, you know, 10, 11, sometimes deep. You know, have you kind of figured out, you know, your balance there yet?
It's still a work in progress, and I think players still determine a lot of that. They determine with their play, you know, and it's not just my confidence in them. I still, even when I'll use Salma as an example. Salma's going to be a tremendous player. Had several turnovers at Mercer. I just told her, I said, look, I believe in you, honey. You're going to be a great player. Go back in there and just play and just stay calm. But at the same time, you have another player like Mackenzie's gone in, and her confidence grows, and her teammates' confidence grows in her. And so I think that all the players have a healthy respect and confidence in one another, and that's the main thing that we're trying to build here, is to make sure that it's a team. We're not one player that you have to stop. You got to stop the whole team.
Mackenzie's one that seems to have really made a jump this year as far as the production you're getting out of her. Just kind of compare her to last year where she's at now.
She worked diligently in the off season, from the spring to the summer back in New Zealand, and since she's been here. She's in the gym relentlessly, daily, shooting, working, studying film, and really just she's kind of settled into playing to her strengths, not trying to do something either that the defense has sped her up or got her to do, or something that she's trying to emulate. She's just relying on her strengths, and so that's all I've asked her to do, just be the best Kinsey. And I think she had 5 assists, I believe, at Mercer, and so that's what we need her to do. Make open shots, take care of the ball, get some assists, and guard.
Anything else?
Yeah, just want to ask you about, you guys are shooting 500. I know it's a kind of a small sample right now, but I think Acacia's leading the league in shooting right now. That's the point, right, to make baskets. You feel like that's something you can continue to shoot at that rate or somewhere close to it?
Well, we always talk about, you know, 2 things. One, your shooting percentage in-game is directly related to how much time you put in outside of practice. And so they're in the gym working on that every day. And the second thing we've always work on is trying to find those uncontested shots. There's no comparison to a contested versus an uncontested shot from a shooting percentage. And so I think we're getting good. It's not just, Casey is the result of finding her an uncontested shot. And so there's probably somebody on the other end that made that pass to her. And so I think that's the main thing, is that we have to continue to try to seek those things. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys.